This is part 2, and I'm Tyler Choice at flowcreator.app. And it looks like I've actually said everything I wanted to say in this video, except for how this is effortless, in that when you receive the information for what to do next, that's it. Now, there's other ways you can dig into your mind. You can use spontaneous writing to get all the junk out of your head, which will clear out the junk in your head. Basic mindfulness will allow you to have the mental, healthy mindfulness, and that's why it does take some time to learn mindfulness. Is learning how to fall into the mindful state. Is that it is a healthy state of mind. I call it a connected state of mind. And if you're talking about going on a walk to receive answers, the best possible way you could do that is to be in a mindful state. And one way to approach that initially is just taking notice of what you're sensing in your body, what you're sensing in your hands, your feet, noticing pleasant sensations, unpleasant sensations, noticing your thoughts, noticing the passage of air through your chest or your stomach or your lungs. And then I put a hand on my stomach. That's how I started out, because I didn't like focusing on my breath as much. So I moved to focusing on the rise and fall of my stomach as I put my hand on it. And a lot of people have, usually women have insecurity about their stomach, and that's the perfect opportunity to send well wishes to your stomach, being perfect just as it is. And the longer you spend in mindfulness, if you do practice it, you find what I call serenity. And for me, the state of serenity, which does go deeper, much deeper. There's much more value in serenity, but on the surface, it is a great mental state to be in to get insights and clarity and ideas. And now I'm just going to set an intention and ask, is there any other information I want to put in this video? And if there's not, that's fine. I think this time is a good opportunity, if you have a question in your mind that you'd like answered, to take a couple full deep breaths, then ask your question, and just listen for an answer. Don't try to think of an answer, and see what comes. Now, the way you don't want to do this is, for example, if I say, is there any information I want to add to this video? Now, if I close my eyes and I try to think of what do I know, and try to search my mind for all the information that it has in it, that is not receiving information from the intuition. Receiving information from the intuition is more like listening to empty space. It's more like directing your mind to where there's silence or empty space, which also means that deepening, having a practice of practicing silence will help you deepen the intuition as well. And I pretty much accidentally learned that when I was young. The way to practice silence, if you'd like to, is that you intend and decide, I'm going to be silent and I don't have to talk for this amount of time. So maybe you have to go take a train ride somewhere. So you set the intention, I'm not going to talk for 40 minutes. If someone tries to talk to me or calls me on the phone, it doesn't matter. I'm not going to respond to them. And you might feel like, well, what if they get upset that I don't respond to them? They probably won't. They actually might in America, because people take silence as an offense. But that's their problem, not your problem. So you set the intention, I'm going to be silent for 40 minutes, and what'll happen is you start thinking and your mind running on autopilot and and then you remember, oh yeah, I'm being silent right now. Oh yeah, I don't have to talk right now. And it's like your mind will realize that and disengage and be like, oh, I can enjoy this silent time right now. I don't have to do anything right now. All it takes is setting that first intention, and then your mind will pick up on, oh. And when you do fall into a more mindful state or a silent state or a more creative state, a better state of mind, what's really important to do is that you set an intention to remember the state so that you can come back to it when you want to. Something similar in the Silva technique is there is if I have the paper here, there is something called the 3-finger technique, or the finger technique, something like that. And that is when you enter a state of deep relaxation, the same state that you'd receive insights from, you set a trigger to that state in your body that your mind and your body remember. And when you activate that trigger, it induces that state from your memory. And so for me, that's this. Maybe it's this. No, it's this. It's definitely this. Now, what would be really cool is if you took what some of the productivity people do, which is very difficult to do, I'll admit, it's very hard to do, but some of the champion boxers, they will create the chain of memories of their successes, and they'll create their mental highlight reel and play through each of the memories. And most of the time you'll say, I don't have a string of memories that are great. You do have that. You do have those memories. They're just not available because feeling precedes memory. And unless you feel the sense of championship, you're going to be blocked off from accessing those memories. So as soon as I did this, I had a couple of flood of positive memories come in that I remember being in that state. But a minute before that, I wouldn't have been able to remember those things. So that would be cool to actually record your chain of victories with the finger technique. I'd like to release more content on the intuition, and as my offer for the day, I am offering 1-to-1 sessions right now. If you're interested in spending more time asking questions or talking about the intuition. Thank you.